Wow, John. You're still here recording videos with me. We're so committed to the YouTube fame. It's crazy. Now, a question for you for the folks at home. What investment mistake did you make early on, and what would you do differently?
Yeah, so I think one big mistake that I made is buying Air Canada stock during that period when COVID had restricted air travel. And, the buying of Air Canada stock wasn't necessarily the mistake. The mistake was doing it for the reasons that I did, which was that, I quickly came with a synopsis that said, okay, well, if the price is currently moving upwards and right now travel's restricted, when travel opens up, the stock will go up, right? And that kind of makes sense. Um, the problem is that, a few things, not really forecasting, okay, well, what does it really look like, for example, if travel continues to be restricted, which ended up being a big problem. And the second was looking further back the historical period and, actually basically understanding the value of the stock or what it should be, right? So probably overpaid at the time. It never really shot up like I had thought it was going to. So I learned a big lesson there, which was, and this was several years ago now from my personal account that I did that. But sometimes you get big wins, sometimes you get big losses. Most of the time you get neither, and that's preferred, I think. But I guess in a similar vein, something I did that was successful that might have been a mistake, but around the same time, but it was actually a successful bet. Was that when the Omicron variant of COVID was coming out, I was looking at that, and because I had some insight into molecular genetics because of my degree, I was saying, okay, well, if these changes get made to the spike protein, then the vaccines might become obsolete. And even if they don't become obsolete, then the market might overreact. If that happens, then more restrictions will come. So I'm going to sell the stocks that I have in the overall market for a bit and then wait to see. And then if they do go back up, then I'll just buy in at the higher price again. It's not a big deal. So ultimately from that bet, I saved myself about 10% doing that. But yeah.
That is a great story, John. If you found that story to be great, subscribe. Let's get to 100. Now, if we hit 100, well, wow, bye.